on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. Bringing you guys another episode of our Road to Masterball tier where we climb the online VGC ladder with some fun teams and ultimately try to get to the Masterball Rank. I'm here live on Twitch. We actually just built this team from scratch, man. It's actually a really cool team. I'm excited to show it to you guys. It features our brand new Shawnee Dracovish here, which is going to be rocking a choice band. We've got our Pelipper that I also found, which has a focus sash setting up the rain and tailwind. I've got the HATTERENE, which we got during our Surprise Egg Sunday event. I trained it up, bottle capped it, and minted it, and now we're using it. This is a choice scarf HATTERENE. I've got my anti-trick room, but also trick room option, got the tell. I have a weakness policy LUDICOLO, and I have a Cabaraja, our shiny Cabaraja with the assault vest to take some special hits. So let's hope this team functions the way I hope it will. I have no idea. I have this crazy idea that it's going to work as I plan, which involves me using LUDICOLO and HATTERENE and you turning into my own LUDICOLO, activating the weakness policy, sending out Pelipper, doubling the speed, and then attacking with very powerful attacks. That is the focal point. Who knows if it's going to work? Maybe I get thrashed. I have no idea. But let's jump into it in the Ultra Ball tier and see how we do. Thank you, Clenny, for the 100 bits, saying hi. Hi. Thank you, Ninfrendo, as well, for the 4 months. So this is the team. Let's do it. Lock it in. Let's make it happen. BDF, what's going on? Let's get some In the Fog going. This is my favorite jam, by the way. Let me know in the comments section below what your favorite battle music is if you're watching on YouTube. But my Twitch homies are here. So this team is either going to be amazing or it's going to be terrible. I have no idea which. I haven't played with it yet. I haven't used it yet. I'm legit using it right now for the first time. And we just built it over the last hour. So Kev Static, if you're watching the stream, please don't stream snipe me. Thank you. Okay, so he's got a Trick Room team. So this is exactly why we have some of the things we have on our team is to deal with Trick Room. They have Mimikyu and HATTERENE, both of which set Trick Room. I think for us, we either go anti-Trick Room or we just try to run through them with our standard team. I really like Cabaraja in this matchup, and I think Rain is really strong as well. So I think I'm actually going to try to use the weather to my advantage because even if my opponent gets Trick Room up, I think we can actually do a lot of work. So let me think this through. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lead the HATTERENE, LUDICOLO, and Dracovish, Pelipper. Hold on. I don't get to do what I want to do there. If they get Trick Room up, though, I'm in trouble. Who? There's no redirection, so, like, I don't know if they can stop me. The Mimikyu is the only thing that really stops me. My opponent has to use Mimikyu to Trick Room. But I can deal with that, I think. I still think I can deal with that. I'm going to bring Pelipper as well. I still think I can deal with the Mimikyu. And I want Dracovish, because Dracovish hits absurdly hard and just one-shots everything except for Gyarados. So, I may have a hard time against Gyarados in this match without Cabaraja. And my opponent may be able to get Trick Room up and beat us, but I really want to try this fun team. Best Shot, thanks for the 5. Dynamax Cannon, thanks for 150 bits. BDF, thanks for 12 months. I think they have to lead Mimikyu here. Yeah, Mimikyu and Conkeldurr. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do, actually. Here's what we're going to do. I am going to do this. I think this is going to do enough damage. I have no idea. I'm going to U-turn into Mimikyu. I'm going to max. And I'm going to max Geyser into Mimikyu as well. That's what I'm going to do. And we'll see how this goes. My objective here is stopping Trick Room. I think I can do that. Thank you, Orange, for the 100 bits. Let's see what happens here. Let us see. And hopefully we're not getting stream sniped. I think this could work, though. If I stop Trick Room, I think we're going to be in a great spot. So, I'm going to max my opponent. I don't think maxed here. Why not U-turn to Ludicolo? I didn't U-turn to Ludicolo because I want to break the disguise in the Mimikyu. Because my objective here is to stop Trick Room. That's objective number 1, is stop the Trick Room. Now, if the Conkeldurr is really offensive, it can definitely do some big damage to HATTERENE here. But let's see what my opponent's going to do. I assume they Trick Room Mimikyu. They're going to max. I assume they max the Conkeldurr. Okay, they do max the Conkeldurr, which is fine. That's fine. No big deal. I think I should be able to knock out this Mimikyu here. He's going to max guard the Conkeldurr. That's amazing for us. It's really good positioning. And we're going to U-turn into the Mimikyu. This is going to break Mimikyu's disguise. It's going to take an 1/8 of health. What's up, Enosh? Yeah, I feel good, man. I think I'll be alright, bro. We break the disguise. He takes some health, and then we are going to go into our Pelipper. Pelipper is going to set up the Rain for Ludicolo, which is going to boost the power of his water-type moves. And then we're going to max Geyser into the Mimikyu and hope we one-shot it at this range. I don't know if we do. I honestly do not know this calc. My assumption is that we do enough damage, though. Mimikyu has a pretty decent special defense stat, but most of them aren't bulky, so... And we just wiped it off the planet. So really good first turn for us. Glaceon, thank you for the 2 months. How are you? And it is a Conkeldurr with Flame Orb, which is nice to know. That means it's going to be a little stronger now with Guts, but good start for us. Here comes Hatterene. Now, opponent does have 2 Trick Room setters. Hatterene is the other one, so we have to be very mindful there. I think what we want to do here is, I almost feel like I just leave the Conkeldurr in its place and double into the Hatterene. So I'm going to Brine the Hatterene and Geyser the Hatterene, I believe. If I double the Hatterene here, I believe I'll pick up the KO. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, my opponent can obviously protect with the Hatterene, and they are going to protect with the Hatterene, so good play on my opponent's part, but my play here is just ensuring that Trick Room does not get set up. If I can stop Trick Room here, this is still going to do like 40%. About 35%. I'm going to get this Brine off. It's not going to do anything, so that's fine. And I'm assuming, yeah, we're going to see a Max Lightning, which is going to be Thunder Punch, and that's going to go into our Pelipper slot. It's going to knock us down to 1 health, no big deal. Because the Conkeldurr is actually not, whatchamacallit, the Conkeldurr is still max, so he doesn't have Mach Punch right now, so he can't actually hit me with priority. And again, our objective here is 1,000,000%. Let's just get rid of the Hatterene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually Hurricane the Hatterene this time. And I am going to Max Geyser the Hatterene. The Max Geyser should pick up the KO. And then the Hurricane will get redirected to Conkeldurr. So let's see what happens here. Blank, that's an officially licensed Nintendo product. See you later, Fortunes. Now, obviously, I could Hurricane the Conkeldurr, but my assumption here is my opponent is going to stay in with the Hatterene and try to Trick Room. They may switch out, but I don't care about this Conkeldurr right now. It's, to me, not a threat. As long as my opponent does not set Trick Room, we're in a very good spot in this match. Because Dracovish comes in and just one-shots everything, too, without Trick Room. So, they're going to switch out the Hatterene here. Thank you, Leo. And go into Torkoal and change the weather. But the beauty of this is I will change the weather right back with my Max Geyser. So, we're going to lose our Pelipper here, but I'm going to change the weather right back, get my Max Geyser off, and we're going to do a solid chunk to the Torkoal. And actually, the Hurricane into the Torkoal is going to be better than hitting the Conkeldurr anyway, because now my opponent cannot change the weather again on me. And we're going to knock out the Torkoal. So I'll lose my Pelipper here, but honestly, I have the Rain up. I'm in a very commanding position. Here comes the Max Lightning, which is going to go my Pelipper. That's fine. Don't care about that. And now, I believe our max turns have ended. And I can just send out my Dracovish. And we can try to get some KOs here. Thank you, Clenny, for the 100 bits and the kind words for the regionals. Thank you. Correct, Chop. So now, my beautiful shiny Dracovish getting action here. Over 6,000, or about 6,000 fossils for this beauty. And we're in a great spot to have it on the field now. Love that. You gotta love that. So we know this Conkeldurr is not Assault Vest because it used Max Guard. So what I'm gonna do here, this is a tough decision, but I think my best option here is, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Vicious Rend the Hatterene, and I'm going to Scald in the Conkeldurr slot. I don't think a Mach Punch KOs Dracovish under any, it has a Flame Orb, did I say that? I know that it didn't have, what I was trying to say is I know it doesn't have Assault Vest because it has Flame Orb. So that's what I meant to say. So, Scald's gonna come off into this Conkeldurr. The Conkeldurr has a chance to knock on my Dracovish here, but I don't actually care. As long as I don't allow him to get Trick Room up. Here comes the Drain Punch into the Dracovish. Doesn't actually even KO. So that's fine. My opponent actually may be able to pull this back right now. But we'll have to see. If they have Mach Punch, they might not. I'm going to Vicious Rend into the Hatterene. And I am going to Scald into the Hatterene, I think. My opponent actually may pull this back. What's up, Machete? Thanks for 25. He's got Protect, Thunder Punch, Drain Punch. I don't know if he has Mach Punch or not. If he has Mach Punch, he can pull this back. Thank you, Machete, for 25. I was in a really commanding position at first, but here comes the Mach Punch. That's going to go off into my Dracovish, and it is going to pick up the KO here. This may actually go really badly for me now, because my opponent is going to be able to probably get Trick Room up, and I think I'm going to lose now. This is why I should have Hydra Put, man. I'm going to lose this game now. So dumb, dude. So dumb. I should have doubled the Conkeldurr on that first turn and just taken care of that. I knew he was going to protect. So, my cockiness in this one got to me. I needed to, yeah, focus the Conkeldurr instead, and it's going to cost me because now he just Drain Punches me. He's going to pick up the KO on the Hydreigon here. I'm going to Draco the Conk and probably Scald the Hatterene. I think I just lose either way, though. I think I lose either way. Because he's going to Drain Punch, get all his health back. He's going to be at full health. Actually, the Drain Punch is going to hit the Ludicolo. So I definitely lost. That's a big L for me, man. So the lesson learned on this one, man, is... Oh, it's Life Orb, too. The lesson learned on this one is I didn't prioritize the right targets there mid-game, I think. In hindsight, I think what needed to happen was I should have Vicious Rend in the Conkeldurr and focus more on that as opposed to the Hatterene. Because the Hatterene wasn't an issue if it got Trick Room up as long as Conkeldurr was dead. So that one turn where I knew Hatterene had Protect and I still targeted it was the turn that really was crucial there. Had I just Vicious Rended into the Conkeldurr, I would have been in a really good positioning. So we take that as a L. It's all good. That was a match that I should have easily won and I didn't. So that's just a learning experience there. I really should have Orange Juice, thanks to the Twitch Prime. I really should have Vicious Rend into the Conkeldurr there. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. My thought was let me get rid of the Hatterene so that way it can't set Trick Room. But really what I should have been doing is if I get rid of the Conkeldurr, I can deal with the Hatterene with the rest of the team. I guess if Hatterene gets Trick Room up though and starts Dazzling Gleaming, that could be a little bit annoying for my team with me having Hydreigon. But, I mean, either way, right? Like, you know, had I Vicious Rend into the Conkeldurr and the Hatterene Trick Roomed and the Conkeldurr protected, then I would have been in a bad spot too. So while it's easy to determine what the right play was in hindsight, there's also some situations where like we can kind of see that, you know, maybe I could have done something different either way. Okay, so this team here, my opponent has 2 forms of Weather, Vanillux and Tyranitar. They also have a Gengar, 3 forms of Weather actually, Ninetales as well, and a Salazzle, Salazzle, which gets Fake Out. So you have to be very mindful of that. I think I'm still gonna stick to that same strategy though and try to use Hydreigon Ludicolo because I really want to make it work. And I'm gonna bring Pelipper in the back, and then I think I want to bring Kaparaja here. Because I think it's probably my best way to deal with a handful of different things. So I'm gonna probably do Kaparaja. I think it's kind of like overall a good blanket answer to some stuff. So let's try that. And Noel, if you're watching, please don't steal my, you know, stuff. Nelson, thanks for the sub love. Welcome to aDrive Army. How you doing today? And thank you, Hungry, for the 38 months. So, yeah, I mean, that situation, like, you could go either way. Like I said, I decided that crucial turn, I decided to Vicious Rend into the Hatterene and Scald the Conkeldurr. And the Hatterene protected. So, had I Vicious Rended the Conkeldurr and the Conkeldurr protected, the Hatterene gets Trick Room off, I'm in an equally bad spot, right? So, it was a 50-50. I do think I could have played the end game better there. But ultimately, it was a 50-50, right? Like, my opponent made the right play. I did not make the right play. I lost the game. It is what it is. You know, you just try to learn from it and you know, try to move forward. So that's all you can do. All right, let's see what my opponent's going to do. They're going to use Salazzle Ninetales, which means that they're going to have beautiful Ninetales there, by the way. This is an interesting positioning here because the Salazzle does have Fake Out. I really want to U-turn into my Ludicolo here and bring in Pelipper, but if I get faked out, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I don't know if that's a good call. I think I should actually just switch in Pelipper here and then Ah, that's so tough. I think I should do that, though. I think I have to, because if he fake outs into HATTERENE, I'm in such a bad spot. So I'm going to just hard switch Pelipper here, and I'm going to max Geyser into the Ninetales, I think. Because the Salazzle is probably Sash anyway. So I think that's what I want to do. So I'd love to U-turn into my own Ludicolo, but again, I'm super concerned about my opponent faking out into that slot. I don't know if they would. HATTERENE's a pretty good candidate for Dynamaxing, but let's see here. There's always the chance my opponent switches out into their Tyranitar as well, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that at this point. And we should be able to do a really good amount of damage to this Ninetales. In fact, I would guess this Max Geyser is going to pick up the KO on the Ninetales. This is Rain boosted Max Geyser. Ludicolo really needs that weakness policy, but my hope is that the Salazzle just activates it for me with the Sludge Bomb, and then the following turn I'll have it. So let's see what they're going to do. We're actually going to see a Heat Wave here. That's a Choice Scarf Ninetales. It looks like, which is interesting. So Choice Scarf Ninetales in this situation. What's up, Gork? Thank you for the 8 months. And we're going to just blow it back right there. So Choice Scarf Ninetales. You don't expect to see that, but so be it. And we're going to probably see a Sludge Bomb. A knockoff, actually, into the Ludicolo. So I'm going to lose my item. So had I just U-turned into my own Ludicolo, I actually would have been better off. But hindsight is always clearer, right? Thank you, Nelson, for the sub. All right, let's see what we got here. So I'm going to assume this... okay, so here comes the Tyranitar. This is going to set up the sand, which means I'm going to lose my weather. So I have to be very careful there. I'm going to switch my Pelipper out into Caparaja. And I'm going to max Geyser into the Salazzle. Is that what I want to do? Let's going to change the weather back. Yeah, let's do that. I think the Salazzle's sashed, but... the Salazzle can Sludge Bomb me, but I can live it. Unless Max Ooze, I can live that too. So I'm assuming the Tyranitar maxes here. It is going to be the Tyranitar. Tyranitar can go for Max Rockfall here into the Pelipper slot, which is now Caparaja, and change the weather back. But I'm going to at least make it rain for a second, so we'll see. Here comes Incinerate, which is used to burn berries. It actually hits both targets, doesn't do a ton. And now my Max Geyser is going to come off and hit this Salazzle. This should knock it out unless it is, of course, the Focus Sash variant, which it is. Which is what you kind of expect. Now, if this Tyranitar does not go for Max Rockfall here, I will have the weather advantage. So let's see what they're going to do. And here comes the Max Rockfall. So they're going to take the weather back with Max Rockfall here. And they're going to aim into that, actually into my Ludicolo slot. Very surprised to see that. And he's going to set Sand up, and that's actually going to knock out his own Salazzle for me, which works out really well in this case. It gives me an opportunity to get rid of that Salazzle, which was a bit annoying, and puts me in a situation where I can try to pull back this Weather War. I am very nervous that the Tyranitar is going to be weakness policy. A lot of them are weakness policy, and they're very strong when they are. So here comes Dragapult as my opponent's last. Now we know this thing cannot max, which is good. I have to just double check. Is my Ludicolo timid or modest? I am modest. And what is my speed stat at level 50? 122. So I definitely outspeed. In Rain, I outspeed the Dragapult here. The question is, do I want to switch in my Pelipper on my Caparaja slot? I think I'm going to. And I'm going to max Hailstorm into the Dragapult here and try to pick up a cheeky KO. That is what I'm going to do. I like Caparaja against Tyranitar after Dynamax anyway. This may work for me, but the objective here is Pelipper is going to change the weather to rain. It's going to allow my Ludicolo to outspeed the Dragapult now, and now I can go for the Max Hailstorm into the Dragapult slot and hopefully pick up a KO. But I did not get the weakness policy, but I still do pick up the KO. So that's an example of how you can, especially with a weather team, how you can really manipulate the weather to get yourself an advantage. So this situation, I brought my Pelipper back in, changed the weather to rain. My Ludicolo now outspeeds the Pelipper, and now I can actually go for a max hailstorm and knock it out. So pretty solid turn for us there. And I'm in a situation now where I lose my Ludicolo, but the Tyranitar only has 1 turn left of max. So we can still kind of work around that. He's going to be able to go for the max storm here. So I have to decide how I want to handle this. I think I want... Copperage is going to move last. So if I activate his weakness policy, it's not a big deal. I think he's going to max Rockfall into Pelipper instead of Sand. So I just have to play these last couple turns properly, and we're going to be okay. So I'm going to protect Pelipper here, and I'm going to go for the Iron Head into the Tyranitar slot. That way, if I activate his weakness policy, it's going to be after his max Rockfall here. Because I'm expecting him to max Rockfall into Pelipper. And he is indeed going to do that instead of the Sand. Now, the Sand here is going to actually give him a special defense boost, which is going to allow him to take on my Hydreigon on the back a little bit better. But at the same time, like, Copperajah puts on a ton of pressure here, and I don't know how Tyranitar necessarily beats Copperajah. Let's see if he has weakness policy. He is not weakness policy. That puts me in a pretty good spot now. The Tyranitar is going to get weakened. He does not have the weakness policy. And now I have 2 different things I can do. My Pelipper is most likely faster than Tyranitar. I could switch into Hydreigon here, which I think is an okay play, because then I can get Rain back up. But I can also just stay in and just attack. So I think I'm just going to stay in and attack. I'm going to go for the Brine, and I'm going to go for the Iron Head. Iron Head actually picked up the KO here. The situation where this goes horribly wrong, actually Rock Slide flinching could be annoying. Let's switch out. Let's go Hydreigon, and let us go Iron Head here. If he were to Rock Slide flinch me on Copperajah and knock out Pelipper, that where this could go badly. So let's see here. I don't anticipate him being able to knock out Hydreigon on 1 hit. He does go for the Rock Slide. He's going to miss the Hydreigon anyway. But the reason why I did that is because now I have the weather. I can change the weather again if I want to. And he does get the flinch on Copperajah. And that's basically my opponent's win con here, is he has to figure out a way to beat Copperajah. I think I'm going to change the weather with Pelipper. Is that even worth? No. Let's just stay in. We're going to go for the Draco Meteor for some damage. And we're going to Iron Head here. Actually, do I want to U-turn? Let's actually U-turn. Nah, I think having Brine is nice. Let's Draco Meteor for damage, and let's Iron Head. He really has to get, like, 8 flinches on my Copperajah to be able to knock it out, you know? Like, a lot of times they don't have high horsepower or Stomping Tantrum or anything like that. So he really needs to just flinch me. I don't think he has any way to knock out Copperajah at this point, unless he continues to flinch me. So let's see. And even then, he does get another flinch. He does indeed get the flinch. So we're just going to Draco Meteor again, and we are going to Iron Head again. This should KO. I was thinking about switching in Pelipper to remove the special defense boost, but it doesn't matter. We pick up the KO, so GG's to that team. That was a really fun game where we kind of showed how cool this team is. I'm definitely going to feature this team on another episode when I get back from Texas. So for those who don't know, keep an eye out for my Texas vlog. I'll be in Texas for the weekend of the 18th, 19th. But I think that's a really cool showcase of this team. We're definitely going to use this team again. I'm going to wrap up this episode here, though, because I really want to see if we can get a shiny Rotom today. But thank you guys for watching this. If you saw us on YouTube after the fact, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and we'll keep it rocking on the next one. Peace.
Butterfree, go!